We gonna open with Toya and Drew, the most insignificant of the crew. So we talk about Drew's Muppet mane, which was most of the plot line. Her Muppet mane. LaToya never, ever, ever. Girl, this is why you should have hired somebody to write your reads, but judging by your wig, you couldn't afford it. Drew acting so famous. I don't know what it was since I never met you. She had never met you either. Girl, you was on 2 episodes of that show or 3. The only thing I know you from is TLC. Oh, heck no. Toya, you gonna say that wig with that crystal sock is beautiful? With that long Ashanti sideburn? Nah, girl, that sideburn a little too long. That side, it's supposed to be a side, like where it stops at the ear. It's going down past the earring. Your sideburn is past the earring. Girl, now Toya, yes, you constantly antagonize and provoke. That's why you and Kenya get along so well. You're 2 peas in a divorcee's pod. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So now Kenya says, well, wait a minute, Drew. Since we're talking about Toya's antagonization, let's talk about you trying to mess with my Kenya more hair care by taking photos of the truth and tagging my business to boot. Oh no, we getting to Kenya and Toya's relationship, and Andy gonna say, be honest. He was trying so hard not to say, let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's lesbonics. It's a simple snip, snip, snip of the scissors. A simple lick, lick, lick of the lap. A simple bump, bump, bump of the bussy. The look on Kenya's face when Toya said yes. We cobbled peaches and slept in the syrup, child. Kenya was still whining that Toya didn't have her back in South Cackalack when the heifers was attacking her. But the thing is, she wasn't going to be able to insert herself like with Bolo because that was your issues with the ladies. Toya was too new. As usual, the issue was you. You said, well, I definitely felt the connection betwixt Kenya and Toya. Why don't you feel the connection between you and your husband or you and an acting gig? Now, Toya gonna say, well, Drew, hold on. I remember you took a peek at my pie. Toya, why did you tell Kenya's business to the nieces? Is it because you needed a plot line or to get back at her for her assy antics? Toya gonna say, I don't know the dynamic. They're like sisters, but they hate each other. I don't know. You knew. Your nose had been in her nook long enough to know. All right, and here comes Shamia and Marlo. Singing does not pay the bills, because this will be an everlasting love. This will be the one I'm thinking of. This will be an everlasting love for me. That's what that outfit gives. But at least the feathers are cute. It's like a stock. It's an updated Dolores Van Cartier. Oh, Jesus Christ. And do you really looking at Marlo's botched bod and going to say, I think I'm straight? Straight to the bathhouse. I don't know, something about it just ain't laying right. It's giving a Kenya teeth. There's a lump, there's an odd ripple to the way the body moves. Kind of like Jane Fonda's eyes. Remember when she had them real messed up crow's feet from having her face pulled too tight? That's what her stomach looked like. Marlo gonna stand up. I'm a niece. No, honey. This is why they say dress your age. Karen looks sexy at her age. Karen will put on, a cat suit or a real short skirt with a cute man shirt. Karen knows how to give. She knows how to give a little bit of cleavage or a little bit of leg. You don't do both. And she's got natural body, yada, yada. Not bought. And definitely not bought on discount. And then that tramp stamp. If you're going to get that kind of body, you got to get that sucker removed. Or at least put some makeup on it. Because it looks old and worn. Like yourself. Oh, and now we get to talk about Kenya's poor hosting skills. I mean, I don't know how you could dislike the women that much where you can't say, hey, I'm getting DoorDash. You supposed to be so rich. You should have saved some of that money you used at the Christmas party for them overpriced earrings for some food at your vacay. Oh God, I forgot all about Tanya. Tanya said, you ain't telling on me for toying with twat. And now we have, can I bring my baby gate? Now you gonna say broke biffers split checks. You couldn't split a sandwich. She gonna say if they wanted to bring their child, the child would be there when you just said I didn't need to give them an option. Do you hear yourself when you talk? Because I can follow it and it don't make no sense. Also, because of work, unless you offered it to everybody, they weren't gonna let it be everybody. She gonna say Candy arranged for a whole peen in a box to be there, but you couldn't bring that baby. It's a girl's trip. You don't bring a child on a girl's trip unless you're asked to or offered to. Anybody want to bring their kids? I'm bringing baby Brooke. We maybe could get some nannies to tag team. You wanted a reason for people to attack you so that you could stay on the show and we wouldn't always have to focus on your mess with Mark. And he won't let Brooklyn be your plotline. So Kenya gonna say, well, Portia just felt guilty for leaving her baby and I brought mine. Candy said, you was using Brooklyn to not be bothered with us for the rest of the evening because you knew we was gonna get to your mess with Mark or the lack of food. They honestly should have stayed on your butt for those crab cakes. Should have made you order a midnight snack or do the food prep for breakfast. I would have stayed on your butt. Lumps and all, honey. I would have been riding them lumps with a hiking boot and a camel. Maybe even a mountain goat. Oh, good question, Andy. Drew, why did you have to make it your business to let the rest of the group know that Kenya was on a plane? They would have found out on their own. It's because production told her to do it or because she's trifling. It could be a mix. Kenya, you just said Drew is a narc? We haven't gotten to the whole plot line where you're trying to narc out everybody who enjoyed their bussin' with Bolo. You are I guess it takes one to know one. See, I held you accountable to your friends. Who are you to hold Kenya Moore accountable? The only person that should be holding Kenya Moore accountable is Brooklyn. It is not your place to hold her accountable. If she wants to be a shady tree, and she does have very bark-like skin, then let her throw her rotten apples. You should be worrying about what your husband was doing in Tampa. Oh God, now Drew gonna say, oh, well, I'm rich, 400 million worldwide. How much of that have you seen? I don't even think you've seen 4 million of it. If you saw 1.4 million of it, I'd be surprised. God, even me and Kenya agreed on that. And how much do you get of that? I want to know how much Kenya gets from TWAB because people are still watching it. And it was her production company, so she gets the lion's share. She's never seemed broke. I'll give her that. She may seem... that skin may never be together. Maybe that's why she's so smart with money, because she stays out of the dermatologist's office. I know we ain't talking about Cynthia's wedding. Best fiends. I should probably shut the window. I guess my neighbors heard me. I wonder if the camera picked that up. So after that boring segment, we get to how Candy and Portia have finally become friends. I can't believe Candy let it go. So now Marlo gonna say, oh yeah, Portia and Candy got real close after the dungeon party, almost like she had some dirt on her. See, Marlo, you were better as a friend of the show. But before we can get into the pettiness of Portia versus Marlo, all talk turns to man meat. We're getting back to Bolo. So now we're breaking down the lesbonics. I don't really need to see the aunties, and to me, y'all all aunties, give us a play-by-play of this lesbian Super Bowl. All this, I don't really remember. You heifers remember. Andy, how you gonna say these lesbonics are revolutionary when we've been watching these heifers playing they pussies for the past decade? And the husbands too. Oh God, now Marlo. Marlo, what's up your butt? You're normally fun. What's the elephant in the room? Ain't nobody pregnant. In the anus. I don't think 2 scissor legs can also make a baby. 4 lips don't equal no child. Oh, Jesus. Marlo, nobody was paying that much of attention to you to make it seem like you weren't being a friend to Portia. Oh, Portia's like, I don't know what issue you're talking about. And Marlo gonna say, you sitting there with your crown and your new face. Where's your old face? And Portia gonna say, with your old body. Now that's a comeback. And when was Portia that mean to Marlo? Marlo, this surgery is terrible. You are sitting in this chair and your stomach looks like one of those potato bugs that rolls up. Shamia got Marlo for mispronouncing her name. You know Marble Mouth Marlo can't pronounce that well. Oh Lord, I probably had food on my face. I'm sorry, I was hungry. Okay, so Marlo ain't saying it, Portia ain't saying it, so there's some secret that I guess we're waiting for on episode 3. So who's the friend who told everything, Marlo? I am so lost. I guess we're gonna have to tune in next week. I'm really lost. What is the issue? What did Portia lie about? Well, I'll see y'all soon for something.